Hi everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. This reading is all about what is going on with your person. Now I've got 4 cards for you to choose from. This is a pick a card reading. So pick group 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm showing you the cards instead of hiding them from you because I really want you to connect with the energy of the message. And the message can be what you want it to be, and I'm going to show them to you in a second a little closer. But these are all a little bit challenging cards. You know, it's not all rainbows and butterflies here. And so as you look at them, as you feel them, you'll know which one resonates with you or your person or the energy around your relationship or something within your relationship. None of these are outcome cards, so don't worry about that. It's just an energy that surrounds your person, your relationship, and surrounds the reading. So, group 1, your card is Manipulation, card number 15. And that reduces down to 6 if that is important to you. Group 2 is Contract, card number 39. And that reduces down to 12, which reduces down to 3, if that means anything to you. Group 3 is Dead End, card 45, reduced down to 9. And finally, group 4 is Wild Card, card number 5. So take all the time you need. I don't think you probably will need a lot of time. That's the beauty of showing you the cards instead of hiding them from you, which was really important to me to do for you this reading. So select your card, select your group. You'll find the timestamp down below in the description, and it will take you right to your reading, and I will see you there. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye. Hi, group 1. Okay, we're going to take a look at what's going on with your person. And the card you picked is this Manipulation card. And this card does represent the overall energy of your person, what's going on with your person, and we'll see more on that as we get into the reading. All right. I've already pre-shuffled my cards, but I'm going to give them another little shuffle while I connect to your energy, so just give me a sec. We have the Death card, crossed by the Ace of Wands. At the base of the reading, 9 of Wands in reverse. Recent past, 3 of Pentacles. Crowning the reading is the 4 of Cups in reverse. In the near future, we have Knight of Swords. Their energy is the 8 of Wands in reverse. How they see you is the Empress. Their hopes and fears, 10 of Cups. And the outcome, the High Priestess. All right. Your person was resisting change, and change was coming anyway. It was sort of barreling towards them, whether they liked it or not. And they sort of got this epiphany, and that's where this Ace of Wands comes in. This epiphany that something needed to change, and it needed to start with them. Now at the base of the reading, we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. This card tells me that your person is tired. Tired of fighting, tired of being on the defensive, tired of always having to go after what they want instead of sometimes having things come to them, which is an interesting energy. In the recent past, we have the Three of Pentacles, and the two of you worked well together, probably for a while. It seemed like you were unstoppable. You know, when I see these, it reminds me of a traffic light. And y'all seemed unstoppable. And it made your person really, really happy and optimistic. But then things started to change. I'm going to pull another card and just see what changed, what created that change. Just sort of lost their passion. And maybe it was, combined passion, the two of you, where things just weren't passionate anymore. Or it was within them. But it's a little bit like they lost their confidence. They lost the passion they had for the relationship. They may have felt that they weren't given enough room to breathe. And I say that because as I'm looking at this card, I see them, at the top, enjoying this work you're doing together. But it's like this cord is connecting them and they can't get away. They're up on this ladder, this cord is connecting them, they can't get away. It's a feeling of restriction and sort of a loss of, if it's a man, a loss of manhood. But this is not gender specific in any way. So it's not, either way, it's like a loss of confidence. Now, crowning the reading, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. They know what they're missing out on. They know how good it used to be. And they do want that again. And so they're trying to focus on how to get what they want without demanding that it be a certain way. In other words, a lot of times when we want something, we want it to be a certain way. We want a relationship to look like this, sound like that, feel like this. We have this image in our head of what the perfect relationship should look like. And they're really trying to see past that. And to be honest, they're feeling a little manipulated, or they were feeling manipulated. Whether that was your intention or not, I don't know. This reading really is from their perspective. So it's just to help you understand what's going on with them. But they do understand what they are missing out on now, what they are losing or could lose, and they're trying to turn their perspective around and focus on what's there and what can be repaired and rebuilt rather than what doesn't work. What's coming in the near future is the Knight of Swords. Your person is ready to move forward. They will be ready soon to come back to you. And when they do, I will say this, they will come back to you when they feel like themselves again. When they no longer feel like their confidence, their energy, their mojo has been drained out of them, and they feel strong and confident and capable and wanted exactly as they are, then they will be running back to you. Not walking, running. And it is what they want, for sure. Right now, their energy is the Eight of Wands in reverse. They are stagnant. Things are moving very slowly. They're making progress, but it's very, very, very slow progress right now. They want to see changes in themselves and in you before they go rushing back in. And we'll look a little deeper in some of these cards here. But they do see you as really the epitome of everything they want. They see you as someone who can give them the world. Someone who is, beautiful or handsome. Someone who is nurturing and compassionate and caring, and someone they can see themselves growing a life with. Their hopes and fears, the Ten of Cups. They want this happy, perfect life with you. That is what they want, but they're also afraid of it. They're afraid of what happens when we have that happy, perfect life. Are things going to go sour again? And then you're in more of a committed relationship, and it's even harder to remove yourself and heal from that. The outcome is the High Priestess. The outcome for them is they are, in all the work that they're doing right now, they are up-leveling. They are paying attention to their intuition. They are watching the signs and, listening to their gut. And when they come back to you, it will be from a much higher, better place, a better perspective. All right, let's look at a few more cards here and see what else we can tell about your person. What more can you tell me about the Four of Cups that's crowning this reading, the Four of Cups in reverse? Three of Cups in reverse. They want to have fun with you again. They're just not sure it's possible. They're not sure if it's too late or not. Has it gone too far? Have things gotten too bad to the point where it just can't be fun anymore? You can't enjoy each other's company and just, be friends. There's some concern about that, and that's a lot of the reason why they're going within. All right. What more can you tell me about the Knight of Swords coming up in the near future? What more can you tell me about the Knight of Swords coming in the near future? Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a lot like what I said before. They're waiting until they feel confident, self-possessed, where they have their mojo again. To where they're at a place where they don't need anyone, and they're returning because they want you. They want to be comfortable within themselves so that when you come together, they're not sacrificing a piece of themselves to be in this relationship. And they're also hoping that you will be in the same place. that you will be comfortable with yourself, and that you will be in a place where you don't need them, but you do want them in your life, and you want a life with them. All right, tell me more about this Eight of Wands in reverse, which is your person's energy. Please tell me more about the Eight of Wands in reverse in the person's energy. The Hermit. Yeah, things are going very slowly. It's very quiet. They're probably not communicating with you much, if at all. And it's because they've gone within. They're the Hermit right now. They're contemplating. They're going in and, you know, looking at their fears, looking at their triggers, looking at the things that have gotten in the way of relationships in the past, and doing everything they can to heal that. So if you're not hearing from them right now, it's not because they're sitting home and thinking negatively of you or not thinking of you at all. They're actually doing everything they can to heal so that when they come back, they're better. They're better for you. They're better for them. They're better in a relationship, just overall. All right. Tell me more about how they see Group 1. Tell me more about this Empress card and how else do they see this person. Okay. They see you as the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles. They see you as someone who they can grow a life with. If you notice this Ace of Pentacles, it has roots and they're reaching down. And the Empress, you know, she's pregnant with a globe. You know, it's a very fertile, it's a very long-term energy. They see you as someone they want to be with for a very long time, maybe forever. And they want to grow something with you. And they see you as somebody who wants to grow with them as well. You just have to get over these speed bumps that you're experiencing. Tell me more about their hopes and fears, this Ten of Cups. They want that happy family, that happy life, that commitment, but they're afraid of it too. What else can you tell me? Seven of Wands. They want the happy family. They want the commitment. They want the happy life with you. But they don't want to fight anymore. They don't want the poking, the prodding, the triggering, you know, the pushing each other's buttons. And a little bit of that comes with every relationship. But they are afraid of that because it does take them to a place where they really just want to run away. And that is what they're healing from now. They're really working on themselves right now. All right, what more can you tell me about the outcome in the High Priestess? Please tell me more about the outcome, the High Priestess for Group 1's person. Eight of Pentacles. They're going to keep working on themselves. They are, like I said, they're going to be up-leveling. They're going to be in a better place. But that won't be the end of it. They're not going to stop working on themselves. They're going to keep doing what they need to do to be the best version of themselves they can be. And when you get back together, that should be, you know, that should be a relief. To know that not only have they done the work on themselves, but that they will continue to. And hopefully you will too. All right, let's get some messages from your person. says, this isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. And they are. They're working through old wounds, revisiting old relationships in their head, and in their heart, and really doing what they can to heal from that. I should have, I could have, I would have. Yeah, they're really questioning everything right now. They've got a lot of regrets on, what they've done, how they've treated you, how they reacted in certain situations with you. They wish they could go back and do it over, but they can't. So all they can do is work on themselves and improve things in the future. I love the way you make me feel, but I can't give you the same in return. Yeah, right now, they have to focus on themselves. This card says selfish, and it's selfish in a way, but for good reason. Sometimes we all have to be a little selfish, and we have to focus on ourselves and growing ourselves. And you do make them feel amazing. You make them feel like they could do anything when you're getting along, when things are going well. But right now they need to focus on themselves. Okay. And I want to see you. So yeah, very soon, I think you'll be hearing from them. Well, maybe not very soon. Soon. We'll say soon. They do want to see you. They still have work to do, and that's why I say it might not be very soon. I'm not sure, to be honest. They're getting there. They're getting there. It's just a slow process. But know that they're thinking about you. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. They're just not rushing the process. And I know that's probably hard for you, but I would try to see that as a gift. Because when they come back, it won't be just because they miss you. It will be because they're ready for you. All right, we're going to pull a few more messages here from a different deck. Deep down, I know I was wrong. They know they didn't handle things well. They know they didn't react well. They may have overreacted. They may have lashed out. When someone is feeling like they're not feeling confident in a relationship and they're feeling less than, sometimes they overcompensate, and it can be damaging. It can be damaging for sure to the relationship. I panicked and let my fears mess things up, for sure, for sure. Whatever happened triggered them, and they reacted in the same old way that they always used to. And they're realizing that now. They're realizing now that they can't keep this cycle going. They can't keep revisiting this same trauma, this same reaction, it's just over and over and over for them. It's always the same, and they're seeing it finally now. And they don't want to do that anymore. But at least they're recognizing it. You are my best friend. Absolutely. And I think that's one of the things they miss, maybe more than anything, is, this Three of Cups energy, this having fun with you, having that trust with you. Just being able to rely on each other. They really, really miss that. Do you miss me the way I miss you? Yeah, part of them wonders if you have moved on, if you miss them the way they miss you. if you see them the same way, or, you know, do you now have negative thoughts about them? They're not entirely sure. But part of that is their fears creeping back up again. That they do need to heal from that. They do need to just go within and find those places in their past and in their wounds that are holding them back in a relationship. And when they do, and when they're feeling like themselves again, they will come back to you, knowing that you may accept them and you may not. But at that point, they will be strong enough to take that chance. All right, group one, that is your reading. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you some insight into your person and what's going on with them. And I appreciate your joining me for this reading and sharing your energy with me. Thanks, group one. Bye-bye. Hi, group two. Okay, the card you picked is the contract card. I'm going to set that over here for now, and we'll get into it as we get further into your reading. But the contract card, it may be, you know, a soul contract. It could have something to do with their work, but we'll see. We're going to take a close look at what's going on with your person. All right, I've already pre-shuffled my cards, but I like to give them a little extra shuffle while I connect to your energy. So give me just a sec. We have the Ace of Swords, crossed by the Two of Pentacles. At the base of the reading is a Hierophant. In the recent past, we have the Knight of Cups. Crowning the reading is the Knight of Pentacles. In the near future, we have the Justice card. Your person's energy is the Nine of Pentacles. How they see you is the Lover's card. Their hopes and fears, Five of Wands in reverse. And the outcome is the Nine of Wands. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with your person. So, let's start with the past. In the past, they had a love for you. They had feelings for you. They pursued you. They wanted to get to know you better. They wanted to see where your relationship could go. And then, things happened in their life where they were juggling a lot. And that created a lot of overthinking, maybe on your part, maybe on theirs. But a lot of overthinking, possibly negative thinking. And it just became a little overwhelming. And I do feel like what they were juggling was, yes, trying to create or pursue a relationship with you. But I also feel this is very work related. We've got a lot of pentacles here and the contract card. It tells me that they're trying to juggle work and you and not succeeding very well, or at least they weren't. At the base of the reading, we have the Hierophant. And that's an energy of learning and growing and taking the time to be better in life. And we'll look more at what that, how that applies to your reading. Crowning the reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Looks like your person either left or, stopped having as much time for you or stopped pursuing you because they are going after the pentacles. They are in pursuit of career success. And that's important to them. It's important to them personally, and it's also important to them, you know, if they were to get into a relationship, to be self-sufficient and secure and grounded and successful. In the near future, we have the Justice card. Things will balance out. Things will become a little more even, you know, where they were juggling and possibly even dropping balls here and there. They're going to come to a place where they feel more secure, more confident, more balanced. So that's good news, and we'll look more into that. Their energy is that they actually are very self-sufficient. To be honest, they don't need to be in a relationship. They're very independent. They're good alone. It doesn't mean they want to be alone. It just means that they don't need, you know, some people need to be in a relationship. Your person is not one of those people. How they see you is the Lover's card. They see you as someone who they could be with long term, possibly soulmate material. They certainly see you as someone who, you know, kind of sets their blood on fire, someone very passionate, someone who, you know, sort of takes what they want and gets what they want in a good way. They see you as very fiery, passionate, and they like that about you. Their hopes and fears is the Five of Wands in reverse. They want to get to a point when they're not having to work so hard, fight so hard, compete so hard in their career, so they have time for other things. But it's also a fear. Their fear is, what happens when I don't have to compete and I don't have to try so hard and I'm not going. Like, what happens then? Who am I then? You know, so there's a little bit of duality there. And then the outcome is the Nine of Wands. They will get to a point where they can stop. Stop, you know, competing, stop fighting, stop always being on the front line, and be able to take a deep breath and relight their fire in different areas of their life. You'll notice at the top of that, the wand, you know, it's like it's on fire, where the other ones are not. All right. Let's clarify some of these cards and get a little more information here. Tell me more about the Hierophant that's at the base of this reading. What more can you tell me about the Hierophant at the base of this reading? Four of Wands in reverse. A lot of it has to do with learning to be happy. They're happy pursuing things that are different than what make other people happy. So they want to climb the ladder, right? They want to learn and grow and climb the ladder, career-wise, life-wise. Whereas other people find fun in being settled and, you know, marriage, home, you know, settling down, being stable. That isn't necessarily what makes them happy. Doesn't mean that it makes them unhappy. But really, right now, what makes them happy, and look at the smile on this guy's face, what makes them happy is climbing that ladder. And that's really, you know, that's why this is at the base of the reading. That's where all of this stems from. Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles at the top of the reading, crowning this reading. What more can you tell me about that? The Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. They want it all. They want it all. They want to be successful. They want to make a lot of money. They want to have that comfortable life. When they're ready to settle down and be in a relationship and start a family and do all of these things, they want to do it knowing that they have a solid base of financial freedom and financial stability to work from, to grow from. And that is what they're chasing. That is what they're going after right now. Tell me more about this Justice card in the near future. Tell me more about the Justice card coming up for them in the near future. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They're going to be more balanced, but it may come with a sacrifice of having to let go of some of the work pursuits. But that is what, that is what life should be about. There should be a work-life balance. And, at the start of this reading, they didn't have that. They're juggling and dropping balls. So, yes, they're going to have to give up something. Not everything. But they will have to give up something, but it will come with balance and stability and a sense of, a little bit of a sense of feeling content and calm with what they have and the way their life is moving forward. All right. Tell me more about the Nine of Pentacles. This is your person's energy. Nine of Pentacles. What more can you tell me about the Nine of Pentacles? Nine of Cups. They know what they want. They know what they want in life, and they know what makes them happy. They know they don't need to be in a relationship, but they do want to be in one, and they are manifesting that. I do see them manifesting the ability to come back to you or to be more involved with you. I don't necessarily feel like they left you. I feel like this kind of never got off the ground, but it may be different for different people. But they are manifesting a relationship. But the relationship, if you look at this card, the relationship will come when they're financially secure. You can see that this person is leaping out of a treasure chest full of gold. And then, being surrounded by the cups, which are emotions and happiness. So right now, this is who they are. They have to have this treasure chest. They have to have this success and the financial stability in order to feel comfortable in a relationship, pursuing a relationship. And they're there. This is their energy. They're there. They're getting there. So it's not like this is a lofty dream. They're in that energy where they're trying to manifest that now. All right, tell me more about the Lover's card and how they see you. Ten of Wands. They see you as someone who has been through a lot, who works hard, who also knows what they want and is willing to do whatever it takes to get it, even if it's very, very hard. And they really respect you for that. They have a lot of admiration for you. So it's more than just passion. It's more than just, lust. They really have a lot of respect for you, and they do see you as someone who they can go the long haul with, for sure. All right, tell me more about the Five of Wands in reverse, their hopes and fears. Please tell me more about the Five of Wands in reverse and their hopes and fears. Ten of Cups in reverse. They're worried that it's one or the other. That they have to choose one or the other. Career, success, money, or happiness in a relationship. If they choose one, will they lose the other? And also, if they give up some of the career pursuits, will that make them less desirable as a long-term partner? They would love to get to the point where they don't have to compete and, go, and be at the top of their game all the time. But if some of that goes away, then all of a sudden are they less desirable as someone that you would want to spend the rest of your life with? So they've got a lot of, they've got some concerns there about what the best course of action is for their life. All right, tell me more about the Nine of Wands in the outcome position. Two of Cups. Yeah. They're going to get to a point where they don't feel like they have to prove themselves anymore. They don't have to be so competitive and so like on this one track trajectory, focus solely on career. They're going to get to the point where they can stop and take a deep breath, relight their fire, rethink what they want. And what they're going to want is you. Two of Cups. They want happiness. They want love. They want that. And that's going to be the outcome. So it's a good path for them. This person could easily get stuck in the pursuit of money and success and never really progress past that. But they do progress past that, and they do see that what they want is more than just money and success, and that they can have what they want. They can have it all. Right, they want me to pull one more card on the outcome for you. Hermit card in reverse. Yeah, they're going to get to a point where they are ready to come back out of the shadows, resurface and, just declare their love for you again, or declare their feelings for you or their desire for you. It depends on how far along your relationship has gotten, but it's coming, and they're going to resurface and be ready for more with you. All right, let's look at some messages. Let's see some messages from your person. please accept my apology so we can move past this. So when they come back around, they will likely apologize and, try to explain what happened. Why they fell off the planet or disappeared or just stopped coming around. And they're hoping that when they do, that you'll understand. I wish I could. They think about you a lot. They fantasize about you a lot. But they can't really pursue you right now. They wish they could. But they really feel like they can't. Within a few months. So it's coming. Their progression, their return is coming within a few months. That's great news. And I didn't know what I had until you were gone. Lesson learned. And they are learning that. They're learning that money isn't everything, that career success and status isn't everything, that while they may not need to be with anyone, life is better when you're with your partner, All right, let's look at some more messages here. I'm not going anywhere. They're not pursuing anyone else. They're not, chasing after other people. They are where they are. They're focused on their career. And that's where they're going to be for a bit, at least for a few more months. But it's not like they are, like they have a wandering eye and they're looking for someone else, someone, different. I need to let go of you, but I don't want to. Yeah, there's some hesitation there as they're focusing on their career and they're focusing on, their pursuits. They feel or felt that they couldn't handle both. We've got the Two of Pentacles juggling. They couldn't handle both and get the outcome, the results they wanted. So they had to let go of you. I didn't trust you. I don't trust anyone. They may or may not have told you what was going on with them. My guess is they didn't, because you're here wanting to know what's going on with them. And, it's like they played that conversation in their head, and how's that going to go if I say, look, I really want to focus on my career, and this is really important to me. I want to make money so that I can have a family and have a solid, beautiful life, and that I do want a relationship, but I need this first. That to them may have felt too vulnerable, and not knowing, what you would think of that. They may have just opted to not say anything or not go into detail. I don't understand why you left. Yeah, they get that you don't know why they left. It's just kind of a reconfirmation of that. They didn't explain themselves. And I do feel they regret that, but I'm not sure they would have done it any differently, because that's not who they are or where they are emotionally, mentally right now. But being able to recognize that it could have been different, that they could have, maybe should have explained themselves better and really been clear about their goals and their ambitions and what they really wanted in life. The fact that they can recognize that and know what they could have done is a good sign that they are you know, they're maturing. They're maturing, you know, relationship-wise. All right, group 2, that is your reading. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you some insight into your person and, you know, what's going on with them. So thank you for watching and sharing your energy with me, and I look forward to the next video reading with you. All right, bye-bye. Hi, group 3. All right, let's get going with your reading and find out what's going on with your person. Here is the card that you picked, Dead End. So we'll see what that has to do with your person and your relationship as we get further into this reading. You know, before we get too far, you know, I wouldn't worry too much about the Dead End card. It doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship's not going anywhere. To me, it means that there's a stopping point. It's maybe a relationship that never got off the ground, or one that is stalled or blocked, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have potential, and it certainly doesn't mean that it isn't won't end up being a wonderful relationship for you. So, but we'll find out more as we get into it. All right, I've already pre-shuffled my decks, but I'm going to give it a little extra shuffle while I connect to your energy. I'm going to do a tarot spread for you, and then I've got a couple of decks of channeled messages for you. So we'll hit those afterwards. All right, give me just a sec while I connect to your energy. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles, crossed by the Five of Wands. I have the Queen of Wands at the base of the reading. Ten of Swords in the recent past. Strength card in reverse, crowning the reading. In the near future, we have Nine of Pentacles. Your person's energy is the Eight of Cups in reverse. How they see you is Page of Cups. Their hopes and fears is the Eight of Pentacles. And the outcome is the Judgment card in reverse. All right, we're going to clarify and go deeper into some of these cards in a minute, but let's look at what's here for now. So starting off with the reading with the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Your person does not want to let go, or could be that they're not able to let go. You know, maybe there's such a strong connection between you that they're really, really hanging on. They see you as theirs, you know, as each other's, and they don't want to let you go. But there is this challenge of conflict, arguments, almost like a competitive nature between you. Something is tripping up the compatibility and the peace of your relationship. So we'll find out more about that. But at the base of your reading is the Queen of Wands. Your person is, they feel very energetic. They feel naturally warm and naturally joyful and naturally happy. That to me is their normal state of being. But I do feel like they don't feel like themselves right now. And we see that more with the Strength card in reverse. They're not feeling as energetic as they usually do. They're not feeling as compassionate as they usually do, or as calm. They're really just not feeling like themselves right now. And I think it's because they've gone through some sort of painful episode, probably with you, with this Ten of Swords. If it isn't with you, it's something else in their life that has really, really hurt them. They are coming through that. That is in the recent past, so they are coming through it. But I do feel that they're still hurting. But in the near future, we do have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a much it's a more practical energy. It's a more independent energy. It's a more comfortable and confident energy. And frankly, it feels so much better than this and this and this. So while they may not want to be alone, they certainly don't want to let go of you. There is this energy coming in where they will start to love themselves more and be more comfortable by themselves. And as much as that can feel like bad news for a relationship, it really isn't. It really isn't. When two people are comfortable in their own lives separately, and they're confident and they're self-sufficient, when they come together, the relationship is so much better. It's so much more solid and so much more grounded, and there is so much more potential because you're not tugging on each other, needing this or that from another person that they may or may not be able to give. When you're complete within yourself, you don't need the other person to give or be anything. You just want their company, and you enjoy their company, and that really is the place that, every relationship should strive to be. Now, their energy is the Eight of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Cups, especially in this deck, upright, it's someone walking away, but they've left behind this fire. They've left behind something that ignited their heart. In reverse, they are really in a mindset of wanting to return. They want to return to this fire, this passion, this relationship that feels like home to them. And that's what I'm hearing. It feels like home to them. They do want to come back. The way they see you as a little bit of a dreamer. You've got the Page of Cups here, and this is a unique Page of Cups, if you can see it. He's got his legs up here. He's, clearly just dreaming, little pig with wings in the sky. They see you as a little bit of a dreamer, someone who has lots of love in your heart. You're very compassionate and open and giving, and they love that about you. Their hopes and fears is the Eight of Pentacles. They want this relationship to work, which means that they and you will have to work at it. Your relationship is not one that is necessarily easy. It's one that may have come to a seemingly dead end time and time and time again, but you keep coming back together. And honestly, you may be in a twin flame type of relationship or soulmate relationship where, there's this soul contract before you come here, and you're here to teach each other things and help each other grow. And in that process, you bond closer and closer and closer. So they are hoping that both of you will be willing to work at this relationship and make it work. But it's also a fear of theirs. There's a fear of, having to work at it. It's like this subconscious, if I have to work so hard, is it right sort of mentality. But they know in their heart that they are meant to be with you, that you are meant to be together, and they don't want to let go. The outcome card is Judgment in reverse. And we'll find out more about the outcome. I'll go a little deeper with some more cards, but as an initial outcome card, it's telling me that there's still some growing to do between the two of you. There's still some signs that you both need to listen to or be aware of or notice. There are things, you know, this is really from their perspective, but I do feel it on both your energies. But we can talk, you know, about them in particular. There are things that they need to learn about being in a relationship and being in a relationship with you that they haven't learned yet. And the universe or spirit is trying to get their attention and show them what they need to learn and what they need to do, but they aren't quite listening yet. So let's get some more cards. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's look at the Ten of Swords in the recent past energy. I want to see a little bit more about this painful episode that happened. And because the card doesn't show up in a reading, even though it's in the recent past, a card will not show up in a reading if it doesn't have any relevance to the future. So there is some relevance there still. So, all right. Please tell me more about the Ten of Swords energy that is in Group 3's person's recent past. We have King of Swords. This is what I'm hearing. They wanted to be the perfect man or woman for you, but they weren't. And that hurt them. They wanted to be better. They wanted to understand enough to be able to make better decisions with you and better choices with you. But they just weren't there. And it created pain, not just for them, but probably for you too, in a way that they really didn't know how to resolve. And I think their biggest pain was that they were going to lose you forever. Right. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. I want to know a little bit more about this Five of Wands, this conflict energy that they have around them. Six of Swords in reverse. It's this energy of, and we talked about this a little bit before, energy of sort of igniting each other's triggers and pushing each other away and then drawing each other back. Like wanting to leave but not wanting to leave. Wanting to get away but not wanting to get away. It's a struggle that is going on with your person and probably you a lot in this relationship. But to be honest, a true soulmate, a true twin flame, deals with this stuff a lot before they're finally in, a peaceful place. Because the whole point is learning from each other, mirroring each other so you can see what you do well, what you don't, what you need to learn, what you haven't learned yet, what you're not seeing. So as painful as these conflicts can be, and these inner struggles and outer struggles can be, in this type of relationship, they're very, very important. tell me a little bit more about the Queen of Wands energy. This is your person. This is at the base of the reading. It's not necessarily your person, but I do see it as your person. Seven of Pentacles. So at the base of the reading, they want to be this person again, this happy, energetic, inspired, joyful person. They want to grow with you. They want to plant roots with you. You know, if you see the Seven of Pentacles card, you know, this person has got all the pentacles underground in rich soil, and the roots are growing. The plant is coming out of the ground, and he's patiently waiting. Your person really, really wants this. This is what's driving everything for them right now. All right. Tell me more about the Strength card in reverse that's crowning the reading. Please tell me more about the Strength card that's in reverse. The Hanged Man in reverse. It's an energy of not wanting to feel stuck, not wanting to leave, but also not quite knowing how to stay. I mean, what I keep getting is they want to be with you. They just don't know how. They're feeling very, very lost with this Strength card in reverse. Very, like, out of sorts. Very confused. And the Hanged Man in reverse energy, you know, is like, it's this energy of wanting to do something about it, but really not knowing exactly what. And they're a little bit impatient because they want to be with you. They want this to, like, get better already. All right, let's look at what's coming in the near future. Nine of Pentacles. It's very good energy, the Nine of Pentacles, but let's see what else we can see about what's coming in the near future for your person. Seven of Cups. So they're going to get to a point where they're feeling more confident in themselves, in their own energy, in their own lives. They're going to step away from this needy feeling a little bit, like needing you. But don't take that the wrong way. They still want you. It's the needing that gets a little obsessive. And they're going to start feeling so much more comfortable in who they are and where they are. And as that happens, they're going to realize they have options. And they will have options. And that's a good thing. You know, when someone is obsessed and stuck in a relationship, and, you know, just can't see past being with you and is hanging on for dear life, it's not good energy. It's not a good place to be. You, whether you know it or not, you should, anyway, I think, my opinion, want someone who is confident and self-sufficient and independent and knows they have options, and still they choose you. Not because they have to, not because they need to, but because they want to. All right, they want me to pull one more card on the near future energy. So let's see what else we can find out about what's coming in the near future for your person. King of Cups in reverse. So they're still going to feel a little bit imbalanced emotionally when it comes to you. You know, they're going to be more self-sufficient in their own life. They're going to realize they have options. They still have a lot of emotion when it comes to you. A lot of attachment still. Not as much as we see here in this energy, but it's still a little bit unbalanced in the near future. And that's not outcome, so let's give them a chance. Okay, let's look at their energy. 8 of Cups in reverse. What more can you tell me about the 8 of Cups in reverse? Eight of Swords. They want to come back. Similar energy we talked about here. They want to come back. They don't know how. They want to make it work. They don't know how. It's a very stuck energy. It's a stuck energy when they don't want to be stuck. So it can be very frustrating for them. All right, tell me more about the Page of Cups, how they see you. Obviously, they see you as very loving. They see you as a bit of a dreamer, but someone with beautiful, beautiful energy. And the Death and Rebirth card. They see you as someone who can do anything you put your mind to. You may have been through major transformations in your life. You may be a Scorpio or have strong Scorpio placement in your chart. Scorpios are, first of all, Scorpio is represented in the Death card, but aside from that, Scorpios are known for going through the transformation cycle over and over and over in their life and being able to do it without it destroying them, like it could sometimes does with other people. So they see you as someone who can take situations, you know, that have fallen apart, things that have, you know, been destroyed, and rebuild and create something new out of it, and do it with a sense of wonder and a sense of, a little bit of a sense of childlike innocence in a good way. Like you can go through some difficult things without letting it make you bitter. And that's really an amazing energy. It's very spiritual. It's very spiritual and very grounded and very special all at the same time. And that's how they see you. All right. Tell me more about the 8 of Pentacles. Their hopes and fears here. Having to work on the relationship. Or having to work on themselves a little more. Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah. They know that the two of you have to work on your relationship more, but they even more so know that they have more work to do on themselves to heal their own heart and their own pain. But they're getting there, right? Three of Swords is in reverse. It's not upright. So they don't want to, they don't want to have to work. You know, it's a hope and a fear. their hope is they can do it, and then the two of you can come together and work on this together. Their fear is partly, are they too damaged to fix themselves, to heal themselves? Is your relationship too damaged? How far away will you go while they work on themselves? Will you disappear from their life? Will you be gone forever while they are working to be good enough for you? All right, let's talk more about this Judgment card in reverse as the outcome. There are some signs and messages that they are not hearing and seeing, not paying attention to. But what else can we find out about the outcome here with your person? Six of Cups. The messages and the signs and the lessons that they are either choosing to ignore and not face, or they're just not seeing, are from the past. They don't have anything to do with you. They have to do with their childhood. Wounds from childhood that they are avoiding. And until they really look at those wounds up close, face them, and heal from them, they're going to continue to struggle with these same cycles. It's going to continue. The universe will keep, pushing them until they do it. All right. What more can we see on this outcome with the Six of Cups and Judgment in reverse? The Emperor. They're going to get there. They're absolutely going to get there. They are working through this process of healing their wounds, working on themselves. The universe is tapping them on the shoulder and showing them what they need to focus on. They're going to struggle with that a little bit, but they will get through it. And when they do, they will embody this Emperor energy. They will have mastered their own soul, their own heart. And then they will be ready for you. Right now, in their heart, they're ready for you. They want you right now. They want you in their life. But they know that truly as a person, it can't work. It's not healthy until they can be the person that they know they can be. All right, let's get some messages. Your reading is going longer than the others, but this is a pretty intense reading, Group 3. So your person's going through a lot. All right, let's see what messages your person has. I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. Well, yeah, we've been talking about this whole time. Is they want to make you happy. They want to be together with you. They don't know how. They're learning, but they don't know how. I can't be tied down right now. I have too many interests. You know, part of them is in avoidance mode. And that comes down to this, trying to get away from what they know they need to focus on in order to be better. It's a distraction. It's a distraction tactic that they are using on themselves. They're trying to talk themselves into not having to do the work, not having to, you know, focus on themselves and go within. But they know that's not the right. They know it's not the right thing. Their heart knows. But they struggle with it for sure. You're the missing puzzle piece that makes me feel that I'm right where I belong. And you'll see at the top of the card, it says home. And I told you, you make them feel like home. They know they want you. They know they want no one else but you. They are avoiding the work a little bit, but only a little bit. Like, they are working on themselves and they are getting there. They'd get there faster if they really accepted the job. But they are getting there. All right, I've got some more messages here. These are channeled messages. All right. I pretended I didn't care, but I did, more than you know. And we see that here in the recent past energy. They wanted to be a better partner to you. And they're very disappointed in themselves with how they've acted, with their loss of control, with not being able to manage their own thoughts and words and actions better. And so, you know, they put on this front of, you know, conflict with you, arguing with you, when really it was killing them. It was killing them. All right. What else do we have? I'm afraid of commitment, but you make me want to change. And it's interesting, it comes up right on top of the freedom card. I can't be tied down right now. I have too many interests. It's this back and forth energy that we talked about here with the Six of Swords in reverse. You know, wanting to be together, but not wanting to be together, knowing you belong together, but struggling with that. Again, it's a distraction method. They know in order to commit to you, in order for you to commit to them and for this to work, they have a lot of work to do on themselves. And maybe you do too, but I'm seeing this from their perspective. They know they have work to do. But it's scary and it's challenging and it's hard, and it's much easier to just say, I don't think, maybe this just isn't right for me. Their heart knows better. Even their brain knows better. They know better, but it does come up. So if you sense this energy of like commitment phobe, not wanting to commit, not being ready, that's the reality of it. It's a distraction from what they know they need to do in order to be ready for you. And the more you push, the more I will run. I actually feel this energy is how they feel about you. Like the more they push you, the more you run. It could be vice versa. But I really feel them. It's probably the both of you. I feel them reaching to you and you pulling back. And then they step back and it all reverses. And it's really the epitome of the twin flame journey. It's a struggle. If you can get through it, it's worth it. It's 1,000,000 times worth it. But it's not easy. All right, let's pull one more here. I will never love anyone the way I love you. Absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. Even with the struggle and the pushing and pulling and the distractions, the common theme and what I keep hearing in my head over and over and over again is that they want you in their life for the rest of their life. They don't want to lose you. They don't know how to keep you. And part of them does know how to keep you, but again, they're avoiding that. And so sometimes to them it does feel like a dead end. But I don't see it as a dead end at all unless you choose to be done with it. We don't have to stay in a twin flame relationship. We have free will. We can do what we want. But I will say that if you pursue the twin flame relationship, if you do the work, both of you, apart and together, when it comes together, finally, as one, you are both inseparable in the best possible way. Inseparable in that you cannot be separated. Nothing on heaven or earth could tear you apart. And you become a piece of each other. So, well, there you go, group 3. I hope that gave you some insight into what's going on with your person, and I would love to hear how it's going for you. If you want to leave me a comment in the, down below and let me know what group you're in and how things are going, I would love to hear from you. All right, thanks y'all. Have a great day, and I look forward to the next reading with you. Bye-bye. Hi, group 4. All right, here's the card that you selected, the wild card. And, this card could mean several different things. It could mean that, your person is a little bit of a wild card. They're a little on the wild side. But we're going to find out more as we get into the reading, and then we'll be able to come back to this. I'm going to put that here, and we're going to find out what's going on with your person. So I'm going to do a tarot spread for you, and then we'll do some messages and some channeled messages after that. So, all right, I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but I do like to shuffle them again while I connect to your energy. So give me just a minute, just a few seconds, and we'll get started. We have the 3 of Wands, crossed by the Six of Pentacles. At the base of the reading, we have the Lovers in reverse. Recent past, we have the Hierophant. Crowning the reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. In the near future, we have the World card in reverse. Your person's energy is the Ten of Cups. The way they see you is Knight of Swords in reverse. Their hopes and fears, the Star card in reverse. And the outcome, Five of Swords. All right, we're going to go deeper into many of these cards with clarifying cards and more information, but let's start with what's here for now. Okay, what I'm seeing to begin with, this Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to move forward with you in a relationship, but there's an imbalance of give and take. It may have something to do with finances, with money. One of you may be making more money than the other one. One of you may feel like they have to take care of the other one in a financial way. Or it can just simply be an imbalance in give and take in the relationship. At the base of the reading, we have the Lovers card in reverse. This is the soulmate card that has somehow gone awry. And it's sort of what's sitting underneath all of this. They see you as their soulmate. They want to move forward with you. But they're not sure that's possible. Or maybe you're not sure it's possible. But this reading is from their perspective, so this is how they're feeling. Like something has torn the two of you apart. Something has separated you. And they're not quite sure how to fix that. Now in the recent past, we have the Hierophant energy. This is an energy of, what I'm hearing is spiritual leader. So maybe you or your person is a healer of some sort, is in the spiritual arts of some sort, or training to be one, wanting to be one. But it feels like they've sort of pushed this energy aside a little bit. Possibly in order to pursue a relationship with you, or to get their finances in order so that they're in a position to be with you, take care of you. If they're not a spiritual person, if they're not on this path to become a healer or a spiritual leader, and I do think some of you that is the case for sure, but maybe not all of you. So for those of you it's not, I also see this particular card as someone who is very, very happy and joyful and light and just go with the flow, easy. Unfortunately, this is in the recent past. It doesn't mean your person won't get this back, but they're not feeling that right now. Some of that joy is gone. Crowning the reading is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And I do get this sense, and what I keep hearing is they want to take care of you, but they are unable to. So this may very well, and we'll find out more as we get more cards, but this may very well be there might be a financial component to all of this. In the near future, we have the World card in reverse. They are stuck. They don't know what to do next. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to move forward. They're stuck in a cycle that they don't know how to get out of in order to move forward. But the World card is still, even though it's in reverse, the World card is still the World card, meaning they might be feeling a little stuck right now, like so close to the finish line, but not quite there. But the finish line is there. They actually are very close to a breakthrough, to really making a difference in their life and possibly your lives together. They're very close. I think they just don't see it right now. And we'll find out more for sure. But their energy is the 10 of Cups. They want this happy family. They want this loving, committed, forever home, forever family with you. 1,000%. It's what they want. It's kind of, it's all they want in some aspects. The way they see you right now is the Knight of Swords. There's a little bit of a negative vibe with this one. Like almost like they can never quite know what to expect from you. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. Sometimes they do the right thing and sometimes they don't, and you react likewise. They see you as a little bit of a wild card. That's what I just heard. They see you as a little bit of a wild card, where they don't know what to expect from you. That's funny. I heard that in my head, and then I remembered the cards there. Their hopes and fears is the Star card in reverse. The Star card, again, another one of those major arcana cards, even though it's in reverse, it's still the Star card. But it is in reverse. Their fear is that their hopes will go unanswered. That this will never happen, that this is a fantasy, it's a dream. And that at some point they're going to have to move on from that dream. Their hope, obviously, is that they're able to turn the Star card around. That you both are able to. But they do fear that that their hopes might be unfounded, might be unrealistic. The outcome card is the 5 of Swords. What I'm getting from this card is a sense of distraction, a sense of frustration. It's two people wanting to be together, or at least your person for sure wants to be with you, but they don't know how to get there. Because on one hand, they're pushing you away, or you're pushing them away. And on another hand, they want to pull you in closer. And it's very, very frustrating for them. That's what I'm getting. All right, let's get some more information about some of these cards. Tell me more about the 6 of Pentacles. What's going on there with the 6 of Pentacles? What more can you tell me about that energy that's crossing the 3 of Wands? Ten of Swords in reverse. The 6 of Pentacles, the imbalance in the give and take has created some damage to either you or your person. And maybe both. It's not irreparable damage, but it does hurt. And if they're the one that is struggling, and I do get that they're the ones struggling to try to provide for you, to be good enough, to be financially stable enough for you, it hurts them that they aren't. I want me to pull one more card on that. Just throwing cards all over the place. Hold on. Just so you know, I don't take jumper cards. My guides know that. They tell me when to stop shuffling and when to pull a card. When I get jumper cards, it's strictly human error. It's clumsy hands. Six of Swords in reverse. It's wanting to move on to calmer waters, to a calmer, better place, and being thoroughly unable to. All right. Tell me about the Lover's card in reverse, the base of the reading. Ten of Wands in reverse. Your relationship has been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. You've overcome a lot of struggles and burdens together and apart, but it's still a lot of work. Right. Tell me about the Hierophant not in reverse, the Hierophant in the recent past position. Can you tell me more about the Hierophant in the recent past? Death and rebirth. Your person, what I'm seeing with these two cards is that your person was happy, joyful, light. But some of that was a little bit of a mask. In order to avoid having to go through this death and rebirth process, which is not easy for a lot of people to do. It's worth it, but it's not easy. But that's in the past energy. They're not quite as happy-go-lucky as they once were, but they've also faced that death rebirth card energy and have moved past wanting to avoid it. It doesn't mean they've gotten through to the other side, but at least they're no longer avoiding it. All right, tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. There's this divide between you. Where, yes, money is important, assets are important, job is important, But so is inspiration, so is passion, so is joy, so is love. And they're struggling with this because they want to do right by you. They want to provide for you. They want to give you everything you deserve. They also want to be happy. And they want you to be happy. And it's some very opposite energy I'm feeling here. Almost like what they have to do in order to provide the life they think they need to provide for you, they have to give up the life that brings them joy and passion. The same joy and passion I felt over here. And it may very well be, at least for some of you, that your person does have this desire to move forward in a spiritual field. Maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. You probably sense it if you don't know it. And maybe they feel that there's a divide between being able to pursue being a healer, being a spiritual leader, and being able to make money. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. In fact, I do believe when you follow your true passion and your true joy, everything you need will come, including money. But I'm not sure your person believes that. And maybe you don't believe it, you know. I mean, maybe there's this underlying encouragement to get a real job, if that is your person's situation. But if that's not your person's situation, regardless, they are feeling that they have to choose between making money and being happy in some way. All right. Tell me more about what's coming in the near future. We've got the World card in reverse. They're feeling a little stuck, but they are so close to making a breakthrough. What else can we see? King of Wands in reverse. Again, they're feeling stuck. They're feeling drained. They feel like they want to charge forward. They want to be this King of Wands. They want to take control. They don't know how. Like they've lost their mojo. They just feel stuck. They want me to pull one more for the near future for you. Queen of Cups. They are going to figure it out. They are closer than they realize. And once they stop fighting it, once they stop telling themselves, you know, if you want this, you can't be happy. If you want to be happy, you can't have this. Once they stop doing that to themselves, they will find everything they need with the Queen of Cups. They'll find the answers they need. They'll find the happiness they need, the stability, the calmness. They'll find everything they need, and they're so close. They gotta stop that conversation they're having with themselves, honestly. All right, tell me more about the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is how they see you. Like I said, they see you as a little bit of a wild card. They don't know what to expect. What else can we see? Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're a little bit of a wild card. You know, you say whatever you want. You think your own, your own thoughts. You're not swayed by other people, but sometimes you say things and you may not realize how it affects your person. But they also see just how confident and self-sufficient and capable you are all by yourself. Like, you don't need anyone. And they love that about you. It also scares them. That's what I'm feeling. They love it, but it scares them. They wish that you needed them a little more than you do. But they are so proud of you, and they are so impressed by you. And they really think you are just amazing. Sometimes they wish you would just, watch your words a little. But they're learning that about you, and they know how to see past it. All right, tell me more about this Star card in reverse. This is their hopes and fears, the Star card in reverse. Six of Cups. Yeah, I mean, they're already dreaming about the future with you. They're dreaming about the future when they'll be reminiscing about the past. They want the whole package with you. They want to make memories with you. And they're worried that they are out of their mind, is what I just heard. They're worried that they're out of their mind, that they're unrealistic, that they've got permanent rose-colored glasses on, that that they'll never, that they just aren't seeing reality. They worry about that. But it doesn't change the fact that this is still what they want. All right. They want me to pull a card on the Ten of Cups. This is their energy. Their energy is the Ten of Cups. What more do you want to tell me about their energy and the Ten of Cups? Ace of Wands. Listen, I'm telling you, if you don't know if your person is spiritual, I gotta tell you, they are. It may not be something they're upfront about, or it may be, but this card to me, in this particular deck, is the epitome of someone with their third eye open. Someone whose passion belongs somewhere in the spirit world, and in healing, and in transcending the third dimension. And they're a little bit of a dreamer. They want to be with you, and they want to be happy. They want the happily ever after. But they don't want to give up this. And if you're watching this and you're like, zero chance my person is at all spiritual, and that may be the case for some of you, this card also talks about being inspired, and being passionate. And that same energy shows up here crowning the reading. They are someone who gets inspired by things other than money and assets and things. They're inspired by life and love and passion. They're not inspired by money. And they're worried that you are. Not that there's anything wrong with being inspired or motivated by money, but they're worried that that is important to you, and it may not be something they can ever give you in the way that you deserve. All right, let's look at the Five of Swords. This is your outcome card. or their outcome card, I should say. This reading is really from their perspective. They're feeling a little frustrated. Well, what else can we see? King of Pentacles. They're going to find their way. And I saw that here as well. They're going to find their way once they accept that they can be happy and successful. They will be successful and comfortable and happy. They're frustrated right now. Or they will be. You know, there will be this sense of frustration and having to figure out, what do they have to do to bring you back? And what have they done to scare you away, to push you away? You know, if you look at the picture of this man, he is thinking, he's struggling, but that crow is in his ear going, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And I do feel like the universe is talking to him and telling him in some way. And he'll get to the point, he or she, I say he because it's a man on the card, but it's not gender specific. Your person will get to this place when they're able to shut down their thoughts. This constant like badgering of thoughts going on in their head, telling them what they can and can't do. When they stop doing that and they embrace the truth, they will be very comfortable and very happy. All right, they want me to pull one more outcome card. Your reading's a little bit longer than the others. Sorry about that, but hopefully this is worthwhile to you. Don't run away because we have messages coming in next. Felt like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. Okay, sorry. What more can we see on this outcome after the King of Pentacles? Page of Pentacles. They're going to find a way and they're going to come back to you. Pages are messengers. They're new beginnings. They're a new opportunity. They're going to find a comfort level with making money, earning money, being comfortable with money or assets. And then they are going to be ready to start over, start fresh with you. Ideally, that's what's in their heart, if you'll have them. All right, let's look at some message cards. We've got two different decks here. These are messages, the untold messages of the heart, and the other ones are channeled messages. All right. I have a hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. That's how they feel about you. That is their impression of your energy. And actually, I'm going to put this right on here, just as a reminder. They do think you're doing just fine on your own. They're not. I feel like they're struggling quite a bit. I want you close to me, but I'm not ready for a commitment. Again, they are in their head so much. And I swear they are having entire conversations and arguments with you that you aren't even involved in. So I don't know if you are not ready for a commitment or if you are ready. But they are having this conversation in their head that you don't need them. And you aren't ready for them, and you're just fine without them. I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused too. They are confused. They are confused. They are trying to figure out what they need to do, how they need to do it, how they can fix whatever happened. And maybe you're confused too. Maybe you both are. I get a sense that you are struggling more with all of this than they realize. I feel like I can't get through to you. Please let me in. Yeah, they feel like you have walls up. That there's something preventing them from getting through to you or preventing you from wanting them to. It may or may not be true. Remember, this is from their perspective, and I heavily get this sense that they are spinning in their own head, just creating scenarios in their head that may or may not be true, but get progressively worse the more they think. They've got to get out of their head and back into their heart, because their heart is the center of their intuition. And their intuition is bang on, but they are not listening to their intuition. They're listening to their brain full on right now. All right, let's get some channeled messages for you. Please don't blame yourself. They blame themselves, for sure. And, you know, their spirit guides may be, you know, begging them to stop the blame game and just listen and trust and believe. They also don't want you to feel like any of this is your fault, because they don't see it that way. They see this is on their shoulders fully in their mind. I mean, no relationship is quite so one-sided, but in their mind, this is on them. Our love changed everything. I mean, in a lot of ways, they see it as your love changed them, changed what they wanted out of life, changed how they are looking at the future and what they can think is possible. And it changed a lot of things for the good. It also created some challenges that they're struggling with, but these are challenges that they need to face. Whether it's you being, involved, or it's someone else. These are challenges that they were meant to face and work through. I wish I had handled things differently. It's a sense of regret. A sense of, I didn't do enough. I didn't give enough. I didn't. Gosh, it just, when I connect to their energy, it just feels like this hamster wheel. Like it never stops. It just never stops. Like they're constantly blaming themselves, replaying conversations, replaying situations. It's exhausting. You understand me better than anyone. Yeah, part of what they love about you is that you get them. And not many people do, because they are a little, like, they think of you as a wild card, but the reality is they are a little bit of a wild card. They're different. They see life differently. I mean, you both are probably, but they see life differently. But you get them better than anyone they've ever known. And they feel connected to you in a way that makes them feel like everything they are is important and okay. And yet they're still struggling. So, it's quite the journey your person is going on. I hope this brought you some insight. I hope it helps you understand where they're coming from a little bit. And I hope you found it helpful, for sure. I'd love to hear from you if you want to leave a comment and let me know what group you're in and how this is all playing out for you. I'd love to hear. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to the next reading with you. All right, bye-bye, y'all.